What's up guys? Today we're going over how I would relearn how to skateboard if I had to start all over again. These are the things that I would implement into my skateboarding from day one that will hopefully help me progress faster or to just kickstart my progression. This video is for anyone who's relearning how to skate, or maybe you just got your very first skateboard and you need a tutorial. This is going to be the video for you. I'm going back to the roots of my channel, which is skateboarding tutorials, skateboarding inspiration, and just giving you everything you need to start your skateboarding journey. And the very first thing is just to have a skateboard and just a flat space to practice. And if you have that, then this video is perfect for you, and we're just gonna get right into it. The first thing is to step on the board. I like to have my feet right over the bolts, right over these 4 bolts right here. That's gonna be the most stable part of the board. So just put your front foot over the bolts and then just put your back foot over the bolts. It's really that simple. Just try to like dig your feet into the board and really just try to feel it out. Of course, it's not gonna be that easy. You might feel a little rocky, a little unstable, but just pick away. You know, could be your left foot, could be your right foot on the front, but just have a front foot picked. And for me, I'm regular. I like to skate this way, but it really doesn't matter. I would say if you're getting started, practice both. The faster you get better at both, the faster you'll get better at skateboarding. But that's literally the first step. All you have to do is just practice balancing on the board. If you need a friend to hold you, or maybe there's like a gate or something that you can hold on to, that will help you. Maybe they could pull you and just get the feeling of like moving on the board. But I feel like the first step is just getting comfortable with just standing on the board, finding your balance, finding that balance where you can just feel stable on it, and then we'll move on to the next step after that. Now the next step is to maybe lift up a little bit, maybe try to do like a little manual, just a little manual tap. I feel like that is another thing that will help you just kind of feel the board, get a feeling for like how the board feels. You know, just like having the pressure between your front and your back foot, I feel like is gonna help you, especially when you start learning things like ollies and flip tricks and all these other tricks. You're gonna wanna have that feeling of not only balancing on the board, but the balance of like having your front foot and your back foot different pressures on each foot. You know, it's a little weird at first, but you will get used to it. So just try to practice just lifting up that front truck, just lifting up that front part of the board, whether you're goofy or regular. Just try to lift up that front part of the board and then try to hold it. Try to hold a little manual if you can, and that is going to help you with a lot of the things that we're going to practice today. So just try that. Try to just lift up that front part, and yeah, now we kind of have a little bit of balance. We have a little bit of comfortability on the board. We can kind of, you know, have our feet gripped into the board and kind of move around a little bit. The next step is to start focusing on our 1 foot balance, because this is going to help us push. So just try to have 1 foot on the front of your board and then just try to balance first. Don't try to go push yet, just try to balance, and then we will work up to pushing. All you have to do is just take a small step first. You know, a lot of pro skaters, they'll take big steps, but you know, we're just starting out, so just take a small step, and that's all you need to do. And then just put your foot back on the board and then turn back this way. So if you're pushing, you're gonna be this way, but if you're just standing, you're gonna want to be this way. You don't want to kind of be like some halfway stuff like this. It might just be a little weird. So just choose one direction. If you're gonna push, go straight. If you're gonna be sideways, then be sideways, you know. So another key thing is, do not put your foot on the back of the board and push like this and then bring your front foot up like this. It's not that it's a bad thing, it's just that it looks a little awkward. A lot of skaters will kind of make fun of you for it. So I recommend you start with doing it properly, which is front foot on the board and then having your back foot like this. A huge thing that makes this bad is that it takes longer to set up for tricks. You have to put your foot on, turn, and then set up for your tricks, as opposed to if you have your front foot already on here, then you just have your back foot and then you're set up already. So that's just something. Of course, if you skate like this, I'm not gonna hate on you. I don't care, you know, it's whatever. Skateboarding is whatever. But there are some skaters that might give you a hard time, and overall it's just not the proper way to skateboard. But skateboarding doesn't really have rules. It's just a little weird, you know. I would just practice just pushing around everywhere. If you can, just push and go as fast as you can without falling off, and just try to get comfortable just pushing, getting a really big step in, and just like really controlling your front foot to like lean left or lean right. I think I did that backwards, but you guys get the idea. You know, you might start veering this way, so try to control the board to just stay this way, or you know, you'll find the balance, but really the control is going to be right here. You know, you're going to lean this way, or you're gonna lean this way with your front foot, and that's what's gonna control you while you're standing like this. And then when you're standing like this, of course, you know, you can lean this way, lean that way, just like that. But that's kind of how you're gonna control the board. That's how you're gonna turn, just by leaning from side to side. Another thing to note, your trucks are what is gonna turn you. So as you can see, mine are a little loose. Some people have them tightened down so that the board is a little more stable for them. I like to have mine loose because I like to be able to control the board and turn the board. So if your board is a little more stiff, it's not going to be as easy to turn just by leaning, but that doesn't mean that you can't. I like to have a looser board. It helps me turn a little easier, but it just depends on what you like. So don't even trip. And then if you need to turn a little more sharper, we're going to go back to that lifting motion, and then we're just gonna pivot like that. You see what I mean? All you have to do, lift up, pivot. So it's that simple. Just pivot this way, go in a circle maybe, you know, get comfortable going in circles. I feel like that might help you, you know. Boom. That's all it is. They call these kick turns, so you just gotta pivot a little bit, turn, lift up and turn. Use your hips and your shoulders, you know. And that's what's gonna help you. Just try to get comfortable with that, and it'll come naturally, but it takes practice, you know. All right, so far we've covered how to balance on a board, how to move a little bit, how to push, but now we're gonna cover how to stop. And stopping is really easy. All you have to do is just put your foot on the ground, let your shoes drag on the ground, and that will slow you down. If you're going fast, you know, just, you know, bend your knee a little bit and just put your foot on the ground, and that's all it really is. Another way you can stop, this one's a little more advanced, but you can just kind of lean back and use your heel, the heel of your shoe, to drag on the ground. Don't use the edge of the board, the tail, to drag on the ground for this stop, because it'll cause razor tail. You'll end up making this part really sharp, and if this comes flying at you, oh man, that's dangerous. We don't want that. So make sure you use your shoes to stop instead of the board. And then another way you can stop, once you get a lot better and you start getting better, you can power slide, you know, just use your wheels to stop, and that will be the next step. But just takes a little practice, you know. That's pretty simple. It's pretty straightforward to stop. Another thing you do is just run and jump off, you know. You don't really have to stop the board. You can just boom, you know. It's that simple. You don't have to think too much about it. Just go back and grab your board. So that's all it is, you know. Stopping is real simple. Don't overthink it, you know. All right, and the last thing that I want to get you guys started learning is doing pivots. So earlier we started lifting up our front truck. Now we're gonna try to lift up our back truck, you know, and then we're gonna try to do some little pivots. So lift up the back truck and then maybe like turn like that, and then now lift this side and turn like that. You know, they call these like monster walk type of things, you know. If you get comfortable with this, you'll be really comfortable on your board. And then you can also do them backwards. So let's say I just go like that, boom, 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 boom. It also might be easier too if you just have the board sideways like this, and then you kind of do like some type of thing like this, and then you go backwards too. Oh my gosh, I'm running into the wall. Go backwards too, like this, boom, 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 boom. Pivots, little pivots like that is gonna be super crucial when you start learning things like 180s, 360s. Just having the ability to be able to like lean on one truck and turn all the way around, you know, that's gonna be like super crucial for all the pivot tricks in the future, power slides and all. It's gonna be crucial. So get comfortable with pivots and all the other things we talked about before, and you will be on your way to being a pro skater, for reals. All right, the very last thing is not really an exercise or a tip or anything, but it's just to be dedicated to this, because your first day cannot be your only day skateboarding. You got to come out here consistently. I want you guys to make a goal to come out here at least 2-3 times a week. I come out here almost every single day, and that's how you progress fast. If you come out here consistently, constantly, it gets easier and it just starts to feel a lot more comfortable. So make a goal for yourself. Try to make this a routine. Try to make this a habit. Make it something that's part of your everyday life, and that's what's really going to help you kickstart your progression. Because if you just do it once a week, if you just do it sometimes, not taking it really seriously, then it's not really going to turn into anything for you. But if you decide to dedicate yourself to this, if you decide to actually put in effort and make goals and actually have something to work towards, then that's what's really gonna help you, push you to become whatever it is that you want to be. So make sure you put in time, you put in effort, you have dedication for this. You know, you make this something that you really want, and then you actually put in the work. Don't focus on the goal, focus on the habits and the systems, focus on the things that you do every single day that's going to build up to those things. So if you want to learn how to ollie, then make sure you do the small stuff in between the ollie, you know, the little taps, you know, and then you'll be able to boom, you know. So that's it for today's tutorial. I hope these little exercises helped you guys and hopefully helps you kickstart your journey into actually becoming a better skater. And I will be putting out more tutorials on ollies and all the other tricks just like this, but this is just the start. This is the beginning. So if you guys have watched this video all the way through, make sure you guys drop me a like. But that's it for today's video. Don't forget to practice, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Till next time, peace out.